What up, fam? Agent O here with another action figure review, and actually I have a double review because I'm going to be reviewing the S.H.Figuarts Zolda and the S.H.Figuarts Magnugiga. I've always been a fan of Kamen Rider or Masked Rider. I I've been more of a fan of the designs, of the character designs and the suit designs, and some of the cool stuff that they come up with for their abilities than I have been of the actual shows. I've never actually watched a Kamen Rider show. In fact, the first time I was ever exposed to Kamen Rider was when I was a kid and I was looking through, I think it was an EGM, and they had an ad or preview ad for Kamen Rider Zo video game on the Sega CD. And when I first saw his design, I was like, wow, this is really cool. Why does he look like a grasshopper? And why is he riding on this, crotch rocket bike? I always thought that was really interesting. And even though I never got a chance to play the game, I've always been intrigued with Kamen Rider, even to this day. So, it only made sense for me to add a few Masked Rider characters or figures to my toy collection. And who better to get these figures from than from S.H.Figuarts, because they always have that those standard joints with double knee and elbow and bicep swivel, ball-handed joints. They did the whole 9 yards. I've never really had a problem with them. I think they're great. The QC on them has always been pretty good, at least from my experience. I've never had joints that are real loose out the box. They're always pretty stiff and firm, and they hold poses really well. As far as like the plastic quality, I know me and Strident have talked in the past about how like he feels that the plastic on those figures are kind of cheap, and because the figures are pretty light, they kind of do, and they do feel like if you drop them, they're going to shatter or something. I kind of feel like that kind of helps benefit the posability a bit more, because since their feet are die-cast metal, all the weight is centered lower. I think to me, it helped me pose figures better, because there wasn't so much, the weight wasn't distributed evenly throughout the whole figure. It's more towards the bottom, towards the feet. So to me that works, but I can also see how one would be afraid of accidentally breaking one of these figures, because the chest and torso areas feel so hollow and thin that that's to me that's like the biggest downside. That's one of the biggest downsides of these figures, is how cheap these figures feel, and then they're charging you $40-50 for them, and they feel like they could just as soon as well break on you. I haven't had that problem yet, so cross my fingers, knock on wood. I hope that never happens. So anyway, aside from that, there's always been, their attention to detail on these figures has always been on point, especially with the Zolda figure, since he's got a lot of mechanical armor and stuff like that going on. There's just, they've got that nice chrome finish. It's not too shiny, but it's enough that it gives off that metallic feel, and I really like that. All the way down to the plugs on his forearms and his knees and stuff. They really nailed it. As far as I can tell, this figure looks like show accurate. And as far as like posability, the shoulder pads, even though they're kind of blocky-ish, they don't get in the way when you're posing the figure or moving the arm. They don't restrict the range of motion any for the arms, and they really nailed that as far as that part is concerned. Even the bar in front of his mouth, it's even posable. You can even move it up and down. I don't know if it moved up and down in the show or anything when he talks or whatever, but for whatever reason they made that adjustable. I didn't think it was necessary, but hey, it's there. I'm not going to knock it, because and it doesn't hurt or restrict anything. So kudos to them for making it posable for whatever reason. I also really dig the design of his handgun. Reminds me, I want to say that they were influenced by like a German Luger pistol. Don't quote me on that, because I don't know if that's what they really based it on, but to me it kind of made sense, because in his name Zolda in German, I think it means soldier or mercenary or something like that. So it kind of would make sense if they based the gun off of a German Luger also. The detailing on that one is really nice, and the paint apps are are put on, pretty expertly. I didn't really see any mistakes or any kind of sloppiness, any kind of sloppy application. I do dig the fact that the clip slides down, allowing you to put in the cards and insert the cards. And he does come with a wide, like I think pretty much every card that I'm pretty sure he uses in the show, he comes with. And even those cards have a lot of detail on them. I couldn't really see exactly how much, and I couldn't really take a picture because they're so small. But you kind of need a magnifying glass to see the detail on there, but it's nice. My only gripe with this figure overall, though, is the plugs on his forearms. They're made to come off, and they do come off. They're supposed to come off for a reason, and I didn't really realize that at first because I was just posing the picture. I was posing the figure for pictures, and they just kept popping off, and it was really annoying. Like I was 2 seconds away from super gluing them on so that they wouldn't move until I realized that they're supposed to come off because there's certain weapons and stuff that go on to them with Magnugiga. So I'm kind of happy I didn't do that. But anyway, the plugs, even after if you pull off both of them, they're labeled left and right, so you know which side to put them back on. Also, the plugs on the back of his on his back, they also come off so that you can put on the shoulder cannons, and the plugs on his belt also come off, and you can replace them with a special plug that allows you to holster the gun on his side, his pistol on his side. So that's a really nice touch, and I really like the fact that they included that onto the figure so that you could do that. And the gun when it's on there, it doesn't really get in the way because you can move it, like you can rotate it around so it gets out of the way of poses and stuff. I do dig the accessories that he came with, meaning his big rail gun, BFG. I don't know what it's called in the show because like I said, I haven't watched it, but I do dig the size of the gun, and it looks pretty awesome, and it looks like it's going to take down whatever it is he aims at. Same thing with the shoulder cannon. They're huge, and they definitely look like they're gonna take care of whatever he needs to take care of, basically. They do come with a clip that goes onto the back on the bottom of it, so you can use a stand. I just grabbed my S.H. Monster Arts Godzilla stand to use as an example. These weapons, it's funny because these weapons are like in proportion to Zolda himself, whereas when you make the same weapons with Magnugiga, they're like exponentially larger, and it actually, to me, it looks cooler because they're larger. But anyway, I'll get to that in a little bit. Like I said, I don't really have any problems with these figures. If you collect an S.H. Figuart figure, then you kind of know what to expect, and they all kind of are held to the same quality standard. So there wasn't anything that stuck out to me with this particular figure that was a huge problem for me, other than the price and stuff that it comes with. Like, it didn't come with a stand, which I thought it should have. You actually get the stand with the Magnugiga figure, but if you're not gonna buy the Magnugiga figure, then this figure should have came with a stand to go with it. It doesn't make sense that you get the stand with the other figure, being that the other figure is more expensive, and if you're not willing to pay that amount of money, I guess you could just use another stand if you collect these figures. Not every S.H. Figuarts figure comes with a stand, so I think that was kind of a dumb move on Bandai's part for not giving this character a stand when he kind of needs one, because his shoulder cannon and his BFG are kind of weighty. You wouldn't be able to get as many poses with them without a stand to kind of help balance off some of the weight displacement that those accessories give when you put them together with the figure. You can maintain poses even while the character is holding those guns and the shoulder cannon, but if you want some more extreme poses, you're gonna need a stand, and why they didn't include a stand with this figure is beyond me. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it for this review. Like I said, I didn't really have that many problems other than, the plugs and the fact that they give us an accessory for a stand, but then don't give you the stand with the figure. Yeah, I don't get the logic behind that. But anyway, I'm going to get into the Magnugiga review. So I'm going to put a link in the description below to the review, and I'll catch you there. All right, I'm Agent O. Peace.